Celebrated visionary artist William Blake declared, "The world of imagination is the world of eternity. It is the divine bosom into which we shall all go after the death of the mortal body. This world of imagination is infinite and eternal, whereas the world of generation is finite and temporal." The divine imagination, as Blake called it, is a timeless, transcendent mystery living deep inside of us, at the very root of our awareness, a theater of imagery and archetypal symbols revealing our identity and the purpose of our lives. Mystics over the millennia, throughout sacred literature, have described their encounter with ultimate reality. The visionary moment is when God appears, a theophany, like the appearance of the multi-headed cosmic Krishna after his friend Arjuna asks him to reveal his true form, or Moses receiving guidance from the Almighty by the burning bush, or the Annunciation by Angel Gabriel to Mary. These altered states revelations were the turning points of religious narratives. Modern psychedelic research has demonstrated how visionary mystical experiences provide similar spiritual turning points for normal individuals in their healing and recovery from fear, depression, trauma. Visionary art provides glimpses of the ecstatic, psychedelic, and mystic states of consciousness that introduce humanity to the icons of transformation and renewal. Tens of thousands of years ago, what inspired Paleolithic humanity to begin to make art? The earliest known cave mural is dated from 44,000 years ago and was found in Sulawesi, Indonesia. The painting shows a possible hunt scene of humanoid figures around a giant buffalo, and the figures have features of other creatures, like a bird's head. This is an example of a Ethereomorph, a combination of human and animal, one of the classic archetypes of visionary art. The earliest sculpted figure yet discovered was carved 40,000 years ago in mammoth ivory and found in a German cave. It is the human-animal hybrid known as the Lion Man. It is clear that the earliest known artworks demonstrate the visionary imagination. Was the earliest art inspired by psychedelic visionary experiences? This is now a leading theory about the origins of art. In the groundbreaking book, The Mind in the Cave, archaeologist David Lewis Williams suggests that the abstract designs that are ubiquitous in ancient cave art and are the entopic images seen during altered state and psychedelic journeys. The first person to catalog these motifs was the German neurologist Heinrich Kluwer in his 1923 classic, Mescaline and the Mechanism of Hallucinations. His experimental subjects, under the influence of mescaline, reported the experience of form constants, circles, concentric and parallel lines, lattices, cobwebs, tunnels, and spirals. Psychedelics may have stimulated the first urges of humanity to paint imagery. Reviewing the long history of visionary art, we find recurring symbols across cultures and epochs. One of the most pervasive and enduring archetypes are the transformative beings that combine animal and human features. Linked with shamanic powers, these Ethereomorphs are symbolic fusions of self with power animals. The regal ferocity of the lion, the antlered crown of the deer. The cave art known as Sorcerer of Troy Frere was one of the clearest depictions of the Ethereomorphic stag and shaman. Mutations of human, animal, plant forms are portrayed in shamanic and sacred art throughout the world. Prehistoric African psychedelic art appears in the rock paintings of Tassili in Algeria, where a bee shaman carries mushrooms. Small mushrooms sprout around the perimeter of the bee shaman's hive-like mycelial body. The culture of the artist may have known that one of the best ways to keep magic mushrooms is by preserving them in the honey. Elsewhere in the cave, a group of mushroom-headed beings holding mushrooms scamper across the walls. Many centuries later, in the American Southwest, a similar theme emerges. Less than 1,000 years ago, these petroglyphs, the Ute petroglyphs, portray a psychedelic mushroom as a mandalic portal to another dimension. The petroglyphs depict the visionary worlds through 3 types of art symbolism. A naturalistic mushroom connects with a horned imaginal being and an abstraction of concentric circles. Ancient Anasazi petroglyphs show solarized figures with halos and symbolic rays of light emanating from the body. The light body is a ubiquitous visionary archetype seen throughout visionary and sacred art. The earliest icons of Hindu, Buddhist, and Christian art reveal the light body, like auras, chakras, all manner of glowing energies through the paintings and sculpture that make the subtle energetic worlds visible. Among the earliest mystic visionary artists known by name was the German abbess Hildegard of Bingen, who described her revelations in the book Scivias. Enveloped in a fiery inner light, she received iconic images and heard instructions to speak and write not according to human speech or human inventiveness, but to the extent that you can see and hear the things that are in the heavens above in the marvelousness of God. Michelangelo's remarkable drawing, The Dream, shows a nude youth being roused by an angel's trumpet blast into his third eye. A number of vignettes surround the main figure: a loving embrace, the exchange of money, a fight, and various emotional masks of life. Yet the youth is focused on the angel and leans protectively around a sphere, a Neoplatonic symbol of the soul. Inspired by classic Greek sculptures that focused on the nude as an ideal subject, Michelangelo's muscled bodies writhe and twist on the hook of life as their spirit yearns heavenward. Blake continued Michelangelo's Neoplatonic angelology hundreds of years later. Providing a 40,000-year-old record of the human imagination, visionary art can remind us of the mystic truths at the core of our being and call us to imagine our higher unity as humanity evolves toward a sustainable planetary civilization. There are so many living branches on the ancient tree of visionary art. In the contemporary world, the integration of shamanic and world wisdom, psychedelics, and technology has led to new approaches in describing the expanded mind, like the ayahuasca art of South America, digital animation, VR worlds, and full immersion media environments. Today, visionary artists continue to catalog hybrid archetypal beings and a taxonomy of the luminous inner worlds, portraying the splendors, terrors, and lessons of their own mystic journeys. In our postmodern social media era, an individual artist's consciousness and conscience can quickly reach millions of eyes. To become a mystic visionary artist, one must first have a mystical experience. As more and more people get to experience the mystic state via meditation and psychedelics, both the desire to create and see new visionary art will continue to expand through every media. Since visionary, mystical experiences are humanity's most direct contact with God, visionary art remains the best way to share the mystic imaginal realms.